Where there is smoke there is fire, and the fact that nuggets of info about upcoming Galaxy S9 are already trickling out may come as support for the rumor that Samsung may pull its release forward in order to combat the wider market availability of the iPhone X, whose production is expected to ramp up sufficiently no sooner than next quarter. While a grandiose change in looks is not expected, given that Samsung just blasted off with the Infinity display design this year, there will be grand changes under the hood, if the rumor mill and history are to be believed. So, without further ado, we are corralling all the credible rumors about upcoming new features of the Galaxy S9 that make sense and have a chance to land in the device. Check them out in that video, and tell us if these make you wait on the S9 with bated breath. 1. Dual camera. No-brainer, but backed up by famed analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, so almost certainly happening. This is big, not only because it will be the first dual-camera phone in the S line, but since Samsung just announced brand new 24 megapixels and 12 megapixels camera sensors that promise some pretty upgraded specs. Low light sensitivity has been improved, and Samsung's new sensor is using its dual-pixel focusing tech for portraits, too, just like on the Pixel 2 XL. 2. More refined design. The new camera sensors that Samsung announced last week have one main differentiating feature: they are made from the ground up to be thinner than existing solutions, so next year's Galaxy S9 might come slimmer, and with two camera modules that will be flush with the rear surface, which would make for a refined rear to complement the current smooth Infinity display design at the front. Now, where will that wonky finger scanner from the S8 go? 3. Incel Touch displays on both the Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. Samsung has allegedly opted to produce an Incel Touch solution for both Galaxy S9 models next year on its own. Dubbed Y-OTA, the flexible OLED technology integrates the touch layer in the screen panel itself, thus slimming it down, and reducing production costs by the whopping 30%. The Galaxy S8 uses such a solution, while the S8 Plus and the Note 8 are with a regular extra touch layer packaged together with the panel, as Samsung suppliers don't have enough capacity to implement it everywhere for now. Both the 5.77 inches and 6.22 inches panels of the eventual Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus are tipped to come with Y-OTA touch layer integration, though, and Samsung is going to use its own resources to produce them. 4. New 7nm Snapdragon 845 or 8nm Exynos 9810 chipsets. New Galaxy S line entry, new chipset production node, that has been a tradition for a while, and the S9 won't disappoint, it seems. Despite the challenges that 7nm chipsets presented to the Samsung and TSMC foundries, next year we are likely to see the US version of the S9 and S9 Plus equipped with the latest Snapdragon 845 and the upcoming Exynos 9810 from the Samsung, ushering in a new era of performance, power-draw ratio. Oh, and it looks like the 845 will be exclusive to the S9 for a good while production ramps up. 5. Neural Engine coprocessors. Qualcomm already outed a software development kit for its Snapdragon neural processing engine this summer, and Samsung is said to follow suit with such a coprocessor in its own Exynos chipset line, so stay tuned for the real-time Bixby translator, or more advanced object recognition algorithms. 6. 3D face mapping kit. That Neural Engine coprocessor won't be sitting in the S9 for giggles, though, as Samsung's current Iris face recognition set may follow Apple's Face ID style, tip sources, and the S9 may arrive equipped with a 3D face mapping kit in its turn. Apple is ahead in 3D face mapping technology, though, so Samsung may have a steep hill to climb if it is indeed bent on releasing the Galaxy S9 earlier than usual with depth-sensing front cameras. There's that, and then there's finding actual useful application for the technology that will stem from Samsung's eventual replication of the new Face ID tech on Apple's anniversary iPhone. 7. Space-saving stacked system board. Samsung will allegedly equip the S9 with stacked PCBs that package the chips tighter together, making their footprint much smaller, like on the iPhone X, and leaving more space for other things. With slimmer Incel Touch panels, smaller motherboards, 7nm chipsets, and smaller camera sensors, we hope that Samsung will indeed use the extra space in the S9 and S9 Plus for larger battery packs rather than other extra features we may or may not use on a daily basis. 8. Air Quality Sensor. Samsung is no stranger to employing various barometer and UV sensors in its flagships, but a new mobile environmental sensor it came up with reveals one small enough to be fit in a handset the size of the Galaxy S9, and allow for measuring the size and amount of harmful particles in the air, useful for cities like Los Angeles or Beijing, for instance, and a cool feature to brag with. 9. A 1000 frame per second camera sensor. Samsung has reportedly come up with a camera sensor technology able to capture the mind-boggling 1000 frames per second, but instead of stacking 3 layers and packaging them together like Sony, it uses 2 layers, then flips the package to add the DRAM module, most likely to avoid patent disputes. This should allow for some breathtaking slow-motion scenes, and the 1000 FPS sensor is said to go into mass production in November. Which new feature you expect the most for the Samsung Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus? Tell us in comments. To discover more Android and Samsung related content, don't hesitate to subscribe to the S Sorrels channel.